anesthesia machine operation. The delivery of anesthesia starts with the supply of oxygen. At Humane Alliance, we use compressed oxygen gas in either an E-tank or an H-tank. E-tanks carry approximately 660 liters of oxygen, where H-tanks carry approximately 7,100 liters of oxygen. When using compressed gases, the pounds per square inch, or PSI, is too high to run through the anesthesia machine, so a pressure regulator must be used. The pressure regulator's function is to reduce the pressure down to 50 psi from 2000 psi, which is the approximate pressure of a full E-tank. Once the oxygen has passed through the pressure regulator, it flows up into a small manifold near the back of the flow meter and flush valve. The flush valve will flush pure oxygen directly to the breathing circuit, and whatever is hooked up to that circuit, bypassing the vaporizer at a rate of 50 psi. 50 psi is too high of a pressure to be delivered to any patient, so do not flush the machine when a patient is connected to the breathing circuit. However, the flush valve can be used to flush out the machine of any excess vaporized anesthetic. To flush the machine, press the flush valve for 2 seconds and then squeeze any excess gas from the attached reservoir bag. When flushing the machine, it is important to have the end of the breathing circuit capped off, so all oxygen and residual vaporized anesthesia will exit through the scavenger system. A second reason to utilize the flush valve is to perform a pressure check. Pressure checks are to ensure that there are no leaks in your anesthesia circuit, including but not limited to the canister, reservoir bag, and breathing circuit. Pressure checks should be performed periodically, as the changing out of any portion of the anesthesia machine can result in the system developing a small leak from either a faulty piece of equipment or, more than likely, a piece of equipment not being attached correctly. If oxygen is not traveling through the flush valve, then the other option is for oxygen to flow through the flow meter. The flow meter will reduce the PSI from 50 down to 15 PSI. Patients at Humane Alliance are started out on 1 liter of oxygen per minute, and adjustments according to patient lung capacity are made from there. Remember to read the flow of oxygen at the path of least resistance. This can be found at the middle of the floating ball in the flow meter. From the flow meter, the oxygen will travel to the vaporizer. At Humane Alliance, we are using isoflurane as our vaporized anesthetic. The vaporizer will take the oxygen and any vaporized anesthetic and deliver that gas to the patient at 5 psi. The vaporizer will only vaporize liquid anesthetic if oxygen is actively passing by the anesthetic. At Humane Alliance, canines are maintained at 2% isoflurane. Felines are not required to be maintained on vaporized anesthetic. However, vaporized isoflurane can be extremely irritating to the air passageways in the feline and can cause laryngospasms if the percentage is turned up too high. After oxygen has passed through the vaporizer, the gas is now delivered to the manifold, which has outlets for the breathing circuit, reservoir bag, soda canister, and scavenger system. The reservoir bag is used to estimate the approximate lung capacity of the patient. Be sure to choose the correct reservoir bag size for each patient. Gases will fill up the reservoir bag from the added gas from the adjusted compressed oxygen, and also the exhaled clean gases from the soda canister. This exchange of gases will imitate the function of the lungs as the connected patient breathes. Gas will also flow directly to the patient. At Humane Alliance, we use the F circuit, which is a rebreathing circuit. We do not use non-rebreathing. This means that not only will the patient be breathing fresh gas, but also reusing clean exhaled gas as well. We have 2 sizes of circuits, a green F circuit, which we use for patients that are less than 15 pounds, and a blue F circuit, which is used for patients over 15 pounds. The patient will breathe in through the inside tube and exhale through the outside tube. One benefit to a rebreathing circuit is that this circuit is self-warming. All exhaled gases will help to warm the inhaled gases, helping to fight hypothermia. The exhaled gases will travel through the soda sorb, which will help to remove the exhaled carbon dioxide, so the patient can reuse the exhaled gases. Any excess gas will be eliminated by the active scavenger system. Between the scavenger system and the anesthesia machine, we have an occlusion valve. This valve is used to occlude the anesthesia machine from the scavenger. The occlusion valve can be used to give a patient a breath or perform a pressure check. Notice that the occlusion valve will open on its own once released by the operator. The pop-off valves have been eliminated on all machines, and in replacement, the occlusion valve is used. Frequently check all reservoir bags, ET tubes, and F circuits throughout the day. We hope you now feel comfortable with the anesthesia machine. We encourage you to practice with the machine to stay up to date on all of the functions.